I couldn't do it. I couldn't talk James into a top 10. He said, listen, it's January. I can give you who I like. But as those horses, I'd have to look at the replays from... And in fairness, he's right. He'd have to look at the videos from yesterday, like I did multiple times last night, looking for issues, looking for concerns. But in his case, would be looking for horses that would make up his top 10 list. So I'll give him a pass, but I do have my top. Now, I thought it was cool. I have a top 10 list from Johnny, who had sent it from California after watching. His looks a lot like mine, a little different, but I can't get it off this phone, so I'm going to bring my other phone out and do it later on. I'm going to give you a client's top 10 list. Now, every week, if you guys want to send in your top 10 list, every week I'll try and do one. No promises, but I'll try and do one. I'm going to give you my top 10 list from yesterday. Now, I watched every set at least 3 times last night. And there was a couple of horses that really jumped off the page. You're going to see one of them here in a minute that I thought was ultra impressive. And this horse that I'm talking about is not one I went with. Actually, James went with him. Should have asked him when he was here. But I'm going to give you my top 10 list. Now, I'm going to start with number 10. The Pacers are at number 10 and 9 for various reasons. I can't discount how good Lost Spirit was. Now, he didn't win yesterday. I thought he did win. He didn't get to Victor Cruz, and I put him at 9. Lost Spirit is an ugly animal that continues to do his work good. In fact, I don't think we have a more consistent animal in our barn than Lost Spirit. Since the day we started training these horses, this horse has been first or second every day. Both on Wednesdays and on Saturdays, I'm certain of it. He has been exceptionally good for a long time, so it is impossible to discount him. It's a disservice putting him at 10, but I did, because it's my list. Now, Victor beat him yesterday, and he's coming on doing well also, so I thought it was only fair. This list is only about yesterday. I don't have Tactor on here. I don't have High Enterprise on here. I don't have a number of horses that I consider our best horses are not on here because they made breaks yesterday or just weren't good. Una Madonna, not on the list. Carter Michael Dio, not on the list. Crantini, not on the list. Horses that I think are some of our best horses. Even horses coming on. Sound Assassin looked awesome all week. Not on the list. So let's get to the list. 10, Lost Spirit. 9, Victor Cruz. Victor Cruz was awesome yesterday, chasing him first over. I thought that the other horse got him. He didn't. So Victor Cruz is at number 9. Number 8, Spitfire Overseas. This is going to be a power pack list all year long. In fact, I suspect day in, day out, week in, week out is going to be very, very difficult to make a top 10 list. As I said, Spitfire Overseas was awesome. You're not beating the horse that beat him yesterday. He's just better than the other horses right now, whether that's his size or he's a quick learner or whatever. He's just a natural athlete. I don't know, but no one wants any part of the horse that beat Spitfire yesterday. And the reason I haven't told you his name is because he's easily number 1. Number 8, Spitfire Overseas. This is a very talented animal. You guys are going to have to pay attention to him all spring long. He looks very good. Number 7, Full Heart. She looked great yesterday. Looked fantastic. Finished up right behind Spitfire Overseas. Just got a beautiful gait and a beautiful way of going. And what I like the most about her, she's a tall, lanky filly. She can only get better, especially with her great attitude. Number 6, Landing Pad. In fairness, Full Heart's been better than him all along, but Landing Pad was just so powerful yesterday. Just so good yesterday. It was really hard for me not to put him up close to the lead. He went a mile in 2:35 or 2:36, but I mean, brakes on, wrapped up. For a horse that couldn't do it right his entire life till this week, just started putting it together and doing it better and better and better. The horse just looked incredible yesterday. Very, very impressed with what I saw from Landing Pad. You're going to see a trend here. There are some tactical landings on this list. Number 5, Horn Player. She was as good as anybody yesterday. That move, I moved her 3 times. That move down the backstretch by the barn area was just about as hard as any 2-year-old can trot on that track yesterday. She did it easily. But what I like most about her, usually when you put them in gear like that, they'll get themselves stressed out and then get into the turn, make a mistake, and roll off. As soon as she cleared over to the front, you could see her literally squaring the turn up. You know, how fast can I go to make this turn? And as I cinched her up a little bit, she just throttled back into 4th gear, and then 2 steps into the turn, boom, gone again. Very, very smart horse. I love to see that in trotters. Those are horses that understand their job and are always thinking on their feet. Those are the nicest kinds of horses to have, and Horn Player is already a master at it. Very good mile from her yesterday. Number 4, I put him way up there because he surprised the hell out of me. Number 4 and number 3, I really didn't think we'd be talking about for a little while. Number 4 is easily my 1%. For a number of reasons this week, this couldn't be a better week for him to jump up and show how talented he is. I couldn't catch him. Now, I had a filly that I think is pretty strong. Mo Power Baby is getting better. She's not there yet, but she's a pretty strong filly. We were smoking on the end of it, and I could not catch my 1%. He looks good. Mario's got this horse firing on all cylinders now. I am very impressed with what I saw from my 1%. A horse that really, I think he finished 3rd or 4th, but I just couldn't not put him up there. If you look, go and watch all the videos. The fastest last quarter yesterday of any horse in training was easily GJ's ATM. This is a regional Illinois colt. This is a colt where I knew it yesterday and I forgot it again. I don't know who the hell he's by. He has got a beautiful gait, and if you watch where he came from and how fast he was trotting at the wire through the turn after the wire, it's going to be a nice colt. A very, very beautiful gait and very fluid, nice to look at. GJ's ATM is much more than he looked like he was, at least on paper. And when we look at him, he does it very, very well. Very impressed with this colt. He looked very good yesterday. Number 2, now the 2 horses on the top of this list. There's a few horses in this barn. I didn't mention Merchant Man because he made a break. I think Merchant Man, when all the dust settles in July, might be our best horse. Maybe, at that point. Maybe, maybe not. Might be Tactor. Might be a lot of horses. But he'll be up there. I can almost guarantee it. I shouldn't say that. I can almost guarantee it. That's not right. I believe it with every fiber of my being. How's that? But the number 2 and number 1 horses were horses that manhandled their training sets with good horses in them. Sister Solange, this is Father Patrick. Our top 2 horses are Father Patrick's. Sister Solange manhandled them under wraps yesterday. This is a powerhouse of a filly. But again, what I like most about her, smart. Uses her head, understands her job. You can see the horses that understand their work and they excel quicker at it than the ones that are either maybe a little stupid or maybe a little stubborn or maybe, maybe even a little ignorant sometimes. But the ones that get it excel at it right away. And Sister Solange is just incredible to watch on the track. She has got a wealth of power and talent. Really excited about what 2020 holds for this filly. And much like her, number 1, Enzo Aguelo. I never really thought I'd be talking about this guy in this light. I really just thought he'd be like a really nice stallion series, nice pickup type of horse. Instead, he is simply better than every horse on the property right now. I can talk about Tactor and Sister Solange and all the horses that I think hold a ton of value and talent, a ton of ability. No one wants any piece of this colt right now, and I've sat behind them all. He's just that talented. Now, I'll tell you a little story how determined this horse is to excel at his work right now. So we trained on Thursday. The young lady that takes care of him never said a word to me, but he touched his ankle, drew blood, and they didn't bandage it up. They sprayed it, but they should have bandaged it. They didn't, and it got a little bit of surface infection in there. So when we went to train yesterday, I got there in the morning, his ankle was big, right? It could have been a bruise, could have been just heat, whatever. It was big. And there's a cut there, and I only wore bandages on Thursday, so there wasn't a whole lot there. When he hit it, he cut it, and trained awesome. I had no inclination this horse touched himself. He certainly didn't let on that he did. So everybody said, "Oh, are we going to have to scratch Enzo?" I said, "No, just relax." I sent Dominic out to jog him after set 1. Go out and jog him 2.5 miles. That ankle will clean up. We'll put boots on him for the first time. So Enzo Aguelo went out first time with a head pull, maybe second time, but I think first time with a head pull. Murphy blind inside. We put boots on him instead of bandages with vet wrap underneath. Pair of scalpers on him. New stuff for this horse. Martingale on him because sometimes he can root his head and want to get at it. And I didn't know how he'd be. I said, a bunch of new stuff for this horse. And aside from the new equipment, he's got a cut on his ankle. And he's going to hit it again. At least where the boot is. It's still going to hurt, right? You'd never know it. I put him in gear from 5th. He was on the lead in a blink of an eye. And the second, what I love about this horse, he'll cross over to the front like a bulldog, like he wants to just take off and draw away from them. And then you just cinch him up, and he's like, all right, chill. And he just sits down, just trots along, and he can hear him. He heard that horse coming. Go watch the video. I didn't start him up. I never chirped to him. I never spoke to him. He heard Merchant Man coming and started to get up in the iron. Into the turn, he squares him. You can see him square himself around for the turn. And then as soon as I give him his head, he is gone. Again, down the lane, I got him cinched up. He is the easiest kind of winner in 235. We go into the turn. Now, I always want the horses trotting and pacing harder through that turn. I have to drill that into our trainers. Do not let them slow up in that turn. Don't. Saw Mario do it once yesterday. Harry does it once in a while. I keep telling everybody, do not let them slow up in the turn. I want them going faster through that turn than anywhere. Now they're thawed out. Now they're a little tired. They are going to be able to pace or trot through that turn better than the first time through it. And I let him rock through it. And he was trotting harder coming out of that turn than he was anywhere else in the mile. And I just let him slow up on his own down the lane, down the backstretch type thing. This is after a mile and a half. This horse is, we trained, I tried to think, and I'm trying my hardest not to be biased, but I thought about Lawmaker, Cruising in Style, White Tiger. White Tiger we always knew was fast, but completely out of his mind, crazy. Remember he'd wear the chains on his nose, the 2-year-old? Complete lunatic, but very fast. Lawmaker was always fast, but did he have that grit? He always seemed like if he was going to fight, he's like, we'll get them next time. Now, he didn't do that on the track, but training down he did. Cruising in Style wore snake court his whole life, complete lunatic also. I'm trying to think of all the best horses we had. 3 Point Blue Chip didn't show up until the summer. Every good horse, when you say to me, Anthony, I need your top 5 best horses you've ever trained at that track. When I think of those names that pop into my head, they all had deficiencies. All of them. Not major, but they all had things we had to work on. Not this guy. This guy does everything perfect. Not only does he have it all perfect, I would have happily given him a mulligan yesterday had he run. Had he not trained good, I would have come on here and said, he cut his ankle and you need to switch things around. He just wasn't as comfortable. It's a lot to ask for a young horse in short order. Didn't bother him. Not even in the least. And manhandled some good horses. So, as of right now, yes, I believe Enzo's the best horse we have, but it's January. We have tons of time. It's 6 months. We got a lot of really, really good-looking horses, and I couldn't be more excited than I am, especially right now. We've had a great week. It started off with the cancellation of 3 horses we thought we could win with. The week just looked like it was going to fall apart. Then I'm hit with, oh my God, how am I going to pay for the Mohawk Millions if we win it? That's fixed in a day. Whether it be the horses or our clients, you guys have all of the entire stable.ca have definitely put a smile on my face. I am sharp as a tack on Sunday morning. Got most of your videos done. I'm going to continue to do them. That's your top 10 list. And as I said, I'll give you Johnny's list later on. It looks a lot like mine. And I'll try and do that from time to time. It's just throw a client's top 10 list in there and ask them why. I can't get James's out of them today, but I will in the coming weeks. So with that, I'm going to go in and eat some bacon and some pancakes. I already finished my drink. Throw my drink out, and I'll be back to do some more videos in just a little while. Take care.